response.
He did what? That's insane.
The first thing we're going to talk about tonight is surgical draping. There's all kind of articles out there about whether you should drape, not drape, don't know. I guess it's a good idea. You know, you're trying to keep the field as clean as possible. So learning how to drape, it might not be a bad thing. But they make all kind of commercial products that you can use to drape with. And people have kind of lost the art of how to do just a drape using a surgical towel. I once saw a independent duty corpsman who cut a hole in a surgical cloth and put it over the wound and said, well, this is how you create the sterile field and keep it. And I was like, but you've got loose fragmented ends that you just cut, and you know, but that's neither here nor there. So the way to do a surgical drape using surgical towels is it's nothing more than folding the towel and placing it like that. And like that. And you've just draped your wound. Didn't have to cut anything. Didn't have to tear anything up. And, you know, it works. Okay? Ideally, you'd use something rather than old torn up diapers, but hey, you know, we just use what we have. Zombie apocalypse, remember? So that's surgical draping. To get into actually suturing, we won't have the drapes in place, just so you can see what we're doing better. But if you decide to do draping, that's a quick, easy way to do it. Alright, so now we're actually going to get into wound closure. All we're doing when we suture is just bringing the skin edges back close together to each other, so that it just heals better and quicker. You can leave just about any wound open and it'll eventually close on its own. I would say every wound would probably heal on its own, but I don't know that for a fact. But I've seen really, really big wounds, especially on dogs, that you know, they keep chewing the stitches out, so they just finally quit putting stitches in them, and the wound closes. That leaves a really gnarly scar, but hey, the wound's closed. What I like to do when I do closures is I like to close the wound by halves. I start in the middle, that's where I'm going to put my first suture, and then I'll divide it in halves and just keep putting sutures in until I think I've got enough in for it to be closed. And the way we do this is you always sew towards yourself. Again, I don't know why. I asked. Nobody could give me a good reason. They always said, well, that's just how they taught us to do it. So that's what we're going to do. So when you do your wound closure, you know, you just get your skin, line it up with the other side, and in you go. Make the noise. And come out the other side. And pull it on through. Now, when you pull it through, just leave enough of the tail here. So that you don't pull yourself through and have to start all over again. And remember, your surgeon's not now. You start with the hemostats close to you, go around it once, you go around it twice, go around it 3 times, reach over, grab the end, and pull it through. Snug it down. Then when you're away from yourself, you go around it once, twice, grab the end again, make the noise, whoop. Tie your knot. Then you get your handy assistant, which I don't have right now. Clean up your edges, Alright, so that's your first suture. Nothing to it, right? Pretty easy. So now we go, like I said, I close by halves. So halfway between here and here is going to be, you know, right in there. Grab my needle. Anchor my skin. Go in one side, out the other. And pull some slack through. Once, twice, thrice. Grab the end. Make the noise. Whoop. Snug it down. Once, twice. Grab the end. Pull it through. And cut my thread. Clean up. Right? Now I do halfway between here and here is right about there. Go in one side, come out the other. Drag some line through. Once, twice, thrice. Grab the end. Once, twice, thrice. Grab the end. And snug it down. Once, twice. Grab the end. I'm not wearing my glasses, so that's what's... And snug it down again. Boom. And trim it up. Get your handy dandy assistant to trim off your little tails here. If I could hold it. There. And cut there. Alright, and you just keep closing by halves until you think you have enough in there to hold it in place. The ending product will look something like this. What you have to remember when you're doing your suturing, we're doing Frankenstein type suturing here, okay? We're not plastic surgeons. They're all about, you know, itty bitty tiny stitches with really small knots and putting them really close together so that there's minimum scarring. If you have the time, that would be great. We don't. We're just closing it up to give this a chance to heal better. Also remember that once you've got all your sutures in place, like over here, everywhere there's a knot is a place for bacteria to hide. Alright? So, you got to keep the wound clean. Put some antibiotic cream on there, Neosporin or triple band antibiotic ointment or something like that. And since it's been a break in the skin, you know, we need to be thinking about antibiotics. Alright. That's how you close it. It's just, like I said, it's just a learned movement. It's repetitive. Just do it over and over and over and over again. If you can see, like, this suture isn't as tight as it should have been because I've been practicing a lot. And it's just kind of eating up on the rubber here. So, but simple, interrupted suturing.